live from the House of LeMay Makeup and Dressing Room.
Here comes Amber, stop what you're doing. Here comes Amber, she's just doing what she can. Here comes Amber, cue the spotlight. Here comes Amber with 2 drinks in her hand. The matriarch of fashion from sequins to her glasses, you can't look away. Ask her, does she do it? There's really nothing to it. She's got that feminine gaze. If you have a party, or if you're feeling naughty, call up the House of LeMay. Here comes your favorite gal. Here comes your queen. Here comes the talk of the town. It's Amber Live tonight. The music starts to playing. It's time for cabareting on Amber Live tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn off all cell phones and get ready for your host, Amber LeMay.
Thank you. Welcome to Amber LeMay, 28th episode of Amber Live. Oh my gosh, we're still here. Oh, it's our last show of September. Whew, where does time go when you're having so much fun? And we are having fun here, and we had fun last week too. If you haven't seen that show, go back and watch 3 great citizens of Vermont putting themselves out there running for the House of Representatives. Fascinating. We had a gay man, 2 gay men, and a transgendered woman, and just fascinating what they were giving back to the state that's given so much to them. So that was a great show. So go back and watch that. But before you do anything else, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Yes, we're getting over 200 people subscribing over there on YouTube. Doesn't sound like a lot, but we're grateful for it. That's for sure. So let's get ready for the show. But before we get started, we got to talk to Russell. Hey, Russell.
Hey, Amber.
How you doing down there in New York City?
Very well, very well. It's been a nice couple of days, a little humid today, but not too bad.
Well, it was a little cloudy in Vermont, but still, it's fall. It's beautiful. It was a beautiful weekend. Very nice. So we got a few things to clear up from last week, Russell. You know, we tried an experiment, and as experiments go, sometimes they don't work out. And one of the experiments was having a live studio audience. Our first one, yes, there's Johnny. Oh, bless him. We were more than 6 feet apart, and but through technical difficulties and some other issues, we just put that on hold for a while. I was thinking, do I have to hire security? Ooh, that's another person on the payroll.
Another dollar.
Oh, God. But that was great. And also last week's show, those 3 guests that we had, I forgot, we were having such a great conversation. I forgot to bring in what we all had in common, and that is drag. Yes, there from left to right is Taylor Small, also known as Nikki Champagne. And there's David Glidden. I told you I knew him since he was 5 years old, and that's proof right there when he was testing out his drag persona. And there's John Kalaki right there in drag. He was in a production of The Nutcracker on the Flynn stage. And so they had him dress up as the grand, I forget what the character's name is. I'm sure someone's going to tell us.
Maybe John's watching and I'll type it in.
That would be great. Yes. But we forgot to mention that because they were such gracious guests that we really did have a good time. So what do you want to talk about, Russell?
Well, you know what I want to talk about. Our Bustier Club. It's our new name for the boosters.
Yes.
Our friends and fans who are helping keep this show going, helping really keep it growing and moving forward. And here is a list of all of them. If anyone out there would like to join them, the Venmo is at the bottom. It's at RJD Pro. And if you give $25 or more, we will send you an Amber Live sticker, which a lot of people have already gotten. So the club is growing. One of our new members this week, sorry, is Randy Violet. And a big shout out to him and a big thank you for generously supporting Amber Live with a great tip. And then...
Well, I'd like to thank Sam Stanley, because I think he had something to do with Randy Violet's becoming a member of the Bustier Club. So thank you, Randy, but thank you, Sam, as well.
Maybe they can keep pushing each other to continue to support.
They're going to catch on pretty soon.
But then we have one person out there who has been such a generous supporter that we had to create a whole new segment of the Bustier Club, and that is our Super Bustiers. Son, who has twice given to us to keep the show going and has just been wonderful and very supportive and very friendly and always a wonderful person and a wonderful help to Amber Live.
And most of my jewelry comes from Royale. He's the jeweler of the House of LeMay. So he helps in many ways.
It's all his cast-offs, but
what do you think we are?
That's true. That is true, Amber. So then we also have the caption this week. Last week, everyone had a lot of fun with the caption this, and this, I know, poor Amber. Y'all picked on her. But this week's caption this is this picture, which, believe it or not, is from a ad for a gym in Boston, I believe.
Yes.
2008. So if you want to send in a caption for that picture, Jack will discuss them at the end of the show, the best ones. Again, that's the picture. Label when you type it into the note, label it as your caption so we know what it is. And we'll remind you of the picture later on in the show.
Yes, that's a great one. That's a great one.
Yes.
All right, we've got the caption, we've got the Bustiers, we got the caption. So who's going to be on the show tonight?
Oh, this is an amazing show, Amber. You are going to have a lot of fun tonight and learn.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I know you hate good times. First up, we have Jackie Huba, who is the founder and executive director of Drag Out the Vote. And people may remember that Amber is a drag ambassador for Drag Out the Vote. And they are working very hard to get everyone out to vote, which is very important. So, and Jackie's going to tell us all about it and probably teach us a few things along the way. I think she has a lot to say. And then after that is another star from TikTok and from life itself. We have the lifestyle expert and TikTok star, Robert E. Blackmon, who is on TikTok and on, I think he has a YouTube page as well, as the Church Muva. And she is a lot of fun. I think she can teach Amber a few things.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Well, that sounds like plus we've got a special announcement coming up in between the break there too, about some upcoming shows. So we'll save that for later on. All right. It looks like it's going to be a great show, Russell. Let's get on with it. Okay.
Enjoy. Have fun.
Yes, because now you know what time it's time for? It's time for Amber. Hi there. On Monday, Ellen DeGeneres began her 18th season of The Ellen Show by apologizing for rumors of alleged abuse of staff members and for her show being a toxic work environment. But people are not accepting her apology. She hangs out with W at football games. What do you expect? Have you ever watched her on the Ellen Game of Games show? It's basically a torture show where she scares the living bleep out of suburban moms who probably assume they signed up to dance with Ellen. Yeah, like that. The whole time, Ellen is standing there cackling at the suffering of others. Yeah, I know it's a prank show, but she just also... Anyway, at this time, I'd like to apologize to Russell, Jack, Rocco, and that guy, he knows who he was. And this apology covers anything I may have done, said, inferred, groped over the last 27 shows, and anything I may do for the next 47 minutes. Whew. I'm glad I got that out of the way. Are you sitting down? Willis Victor, the lead singer and songwriter for the Village People, is upset that people think that the song he wrote, YMCA, is about gay sex. And he should know, because he also proclaims that he's straight. What are you talking about, Willis? If you're unsure of which one is Willis, he's the cop. How is the cop the straight one? FYI, if you ever find yourself in a conversation or in a lineup or being questioned by a law enforcement officer, it's not wise to ask, so what's a friskable offense? No senses of humor. None. Anyway, back to the YMCA not being for the gays. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. YMCA. They have everything for you men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. Yeah. By the way, he also wrote Macho Man and In the Navy. Watch those videos and then get back to me, okay? Okay, this is just nasty. I know we offer a lot of aid to Israel. I didn't realize it included laundry service. Bibi Amayahu is like a college kid coming home for Thanksgiving. Seriously, when he visits Washington, he brings suitcases full of dirty clothes, which as hosts, we launder when asked. Yeah. What else do we send Bibi home with? Okay, Prime Minister, here are the tanks you ordered, and here's your laundry all folded, and don't forget your homemade pie, and have a good trip home. I wrote you a note on your napkin. I love you. What the heck do we do for Putin? Okay, it's time for Amber's Humans of the Week Award. I love this story. This week's award goes to 3 New York railroad workers who were suspended for building a man cave underneath Manhattan's Grand Central Station. These 3 guys transformed an underground storage room into a man cave, complete with TV, fridge, futon couch, microwave. What? No bidet? Yeah, they could have spent their efforts fixing the New York City train system, but instead these go-getters built themselves a free New York studio apartment, which I believe is now available on Airbnb. Well, and that's it this week for Amber's Headlines. So now we can go on with the show. Like Russell said, our first guest is a man of many talents and many interests, and I can't wait to get to talk to. Oh no, it's not. He's later on. Oops, silly. Our first guest is the leader of a group called Drag Out the Vote. And if you've been watching the show the past couple of weeks, you know I've been pushing the voting. All right. So please let me welcome Jackie Huba. Hi, Jackie.
Hey, Amber. How are you?
Fine. Sorry for confusing you there for a second. By the way, I love your top there. It's my favorite color, shiny.
Exactly. I mean, I sit around in my sweatpants all day.
Okay.
So this is the most shiny I've been in a while.
Oh, good. So where are we talking to you from?
So we're in lovely Austin, Texas.
Wow, very good. So what's going on in Austin these days? Anything?
I mean, yeah, it's a beautiful day in Austin. We have 300 days of sun, so we love it here. But at Drag Out the Vote, we have like 38 days till the election. So for us, every day is a work day.
All right. So tell me a little bit about the history of Drag Out the Vote.
Yeah, we're a pretty new organization. I started it last year. And it's funny, like I've never been an activist really. I'm a professional speaker and an author, but after 2016, when I realized that 100 million people didn't vote in the election, and 1 in 5 LGBTQ people are not registered to vote. It really just blew my mind. And because I'd written a book on drag, and I actually have a drag persona that I did for the book, I know a lot of folks in drag around the country, and Fifi O'Hara, a good friend of mine from Drag Race, has been an activist and doing things with drag artists. So I literally just asked her last year, hey, what if we did something with voting and drag artists across the country called Drag Out the Vote? Would you do it? And she was, yeah, let's do it. So we've been around for about a year.
So what developed your interest in drag?
I'll be honest, it was actually RuPaul's Drag Race. I started watching it like season 4. And, I knew about drag and I knew what it was, but really I didn't know as much as I did from watching the show. And I have to tell you, as a woman who is watching, drag artists on the show, technical difficulties.
Oh, my.
No worries.
Oh, there we go. That's better. I was trying to hide the cord, but why bother?
Exactly. Mine's right here.
All right. So RuPaul Drag Race got you involved with an interest in drag.
Yeah. As a, 47-year-old woman back then, I was watching the show and I loved understanding how drag artists build these really fierce, confident personas. And I was looking for that kind of confidence. I think I was having a midlife crisis and I was just obsessed with drag. And so I wanted to learn it, understand it. I started interviewing drag artists from Drag Race and around the country here in Austin. I started learning it, performing it, and then wrote a book called Fiercely You, Be Fabulous and Confident by Thinking Like a Drag Queen.
Oh my God. So tell me about your drag character, your persona.
Yeah, her name is Lady Trinity, and it's sort of a mix of Lady Gaga, who I'm a huge fan of. And then if you know Trinity from The Matrix. Okay, well, anyone who's listening, Trinity from the Matrix movie is a badass, like almost S&M kind of outfit wearing fighter, and she's just super fierce, and she holds her own with the male fighters in the movies, and I just love her. So that's Lady Trinity.
So I'm curious, have you performed as your character?
Yeah, I performed. My drag mother is one of the top drag artists here in Austin. So I performed here at the gay clubs here, at Austin Pride, in New York, at drag brunches. And I actually did a TEDx talk on the concept of the book, and part of it is in drag, believe it or not.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so what do you do during your act?
I have to say, like, discovering what your talents are in drag to me is a journey. Like I was like, oh, am I sort of a dancing queen? Am I sort of like, what am I? And I started with always having backup dancers because I wanted a theatrical presentation.
Wow.
I know. Sometimes I had 2, and in my TEDx talk I have 4. But then I started to realize, what, comedy is more my deal. So then I started doing comedy. And I think that's really kind of what Lady Trinity, she's kind of like very fierce and sassy, but she has a comic angle to her.
All right, so there is some controversy in the drag community about cis females, being considered drag queens. Have you run up against any of that?
I think most of the people who don't understand women doing drag, cis women doing drag, are people who are outside the drag community, I think, because, every drag artist that I've been friends with, or that I know, or I've interacted with, has been super, super inclusive. I feel like, so I've seen a little bit of, is this really drag? You're a woman, but it's like, what? Anyone can do drag, and it doesn't matter who you are. It's another character, another persona that you put on. I just feel like we're being as fierce and fabulous and trying to work as hard as we can, just like everyone else. So.
All right, very cool. So we have a video about Drag Out the Vote. Let's do a little watching of that.
Sure.
100 million people did not vote in 2016.
1 out of 5 queer people in the United States of America are not registered to vote.
With Drag Out the Vote, we're going to get people across America to register to vote and get involved in one of the most important elections of this lifetime.
This is the moment that we need to do a huge transformation and change.
We have drag queens leading the movement for the AIDS crisis, for marriage equality, and now to protect our trans brothers and sisters as their rights are being rolled back.
You need to make your voice heard. If you don't have your voice heard within this country, you aren't doing your job.
It is important to vote because not just you, but think of the people around you. So many people have so much at stake with this election.
Being an immigrant is not easy, it's hard, and it's so important for you guys to go out and vote.
This is Cynthia Fontaine.
Fifi O'Hara.
Brita Filter.
I'm Marty Gold Cummings.
Monet Exchange.
Mercedes Iman Diamond.
Drag out the vote. Thank you.
Wow, you got some names in there.
We do. You saw Brita Filter, who is one of our national co-chairs, Fifi O'Hara, who actually goes by Jeremy Carey today, and then Marty Gold Cummings, which is a drag artist and activist out of New York City, and is running for New York City Council as the first non-binary and drag artist to ever run for New York City Council.
Oh my goodness, how cool. How cool. Well, last week we had a trans woman who's running for state house. She'll be the first trans person as a representative in Vermont. And we had two of the gay men running as well. There are several members of our community who are running for state representative in Vermont. And so it's really remarkable. So where was that event that you had that was being featured there? Where was that?
Yeah, back when we could do things in person. Yeah, that was our really big kickoff event to 2020. It was in January and it was in Minneapolis. And so we had about 16 drag racers there and then another like 14 Minneapolis local queens. And it was our first big fundraiser and voter registration event for the year. It was just absolutely fantastic. So that footage is so great and we use it all the time. But, now we had to pivot. A lot of voter registration across the country is mostly in person. So when COVID hit in March, it took us about 30 days to pivot to completely online, voter registration and get out the vote. So it's been quite a shift starting back then.
So how is your organization working to get out the vote?
Yeah. So one of the top things that we're doing is exactly what you're a member of, which is the Drag Ambassador Program. So we have drag artists in almost all 50 states, over 300 of them, who are rallying their local communities to get registered and get out the vote. So we give them, the voter registration portals, all the tools, all the content. Some of them are starting to do it in person. We have QR codes for voter registration in case they happen to be able to do something that's, safe, but in person. We've even done things like we've partnered with secretaries of state to make sure that we have all the top information. Secretary of State Padilla of California, the largest Secretary of State in the nation, who's responsible for elections, obviously, is working with us to make sure our drag ambassadors have the latest information. And we're gonna have drag ambassadors working at the polls as poll workers, as election monitors. So you're gonna see, sequins and glitter and wigs at the polls.
Oh, wow. The polling booth could be a lot more interesting this year.
That's right, absolutely.
Well, very good. Well, as I believe you were informed that I'm the founder of the League of Drag Queen Voters, and our motto is "Don't blow it, vote." And because we want people to do that. And would you like to take the League pledge?
I would, yes, sure, absolutely.
All right, so it's very simple. So just raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, say your name.
I, Jackie Huba,
do swear to always vote. Now by the powder.
Oh,
that's my part. I'm sorry. Now by the powder invested in me, I pronounce you a member of the League of Drag Queen Voters. Yay!
Yes. Awesome. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And we've got an announcement coming up next week that I think you'll be happy about too. So we'll be sure to get you back and talk about that. Is there anything else you'd like to mention while you're on here, Jackie?
Sure. I just love for people to follow us. We have lots of amazing things. What we're going to be doing is phone banking and text banking every week till the election. So you can go to our website, which I know is on the screen, sign up for our newsletter, our email newsletter, because we're going to be sending out those notices where people anyone, you don't have to be a drag ambassador. You could just be anyone and come and help us phone bank and text bank to get voters. We are, just wanted to mention one more time, we're a nonpartisan organization. So it's just all about making sure that people help others get out and vote, get registered, and get ready to do this thing this year.
Well, that is super. Well, thank you so much, Jackie. We'll have you back for the quiz later on. I think you're going to like the quiz.
I love it. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Nice seeing you. Oh, wasn't that fun? All righty. Whew. All right. I'll take it back to New York. Russell? Hi, it's Amber LeMay. Do you want to have coffee with me? Maybe snuggle on a cold fall day with me, or hang out casually with me. Well, now you can. Introducing the Amber Live store. Get a coffee mug with my mug. Get a sweatshirt with my face. Get a t-shirt with my face. Get a beach towel and you can sit on. Well, you get the idea. You'll always have me around. Order your merchandise now at amberlive.tv.
And I have my mug. As you know, there are 3 different designs: to Surviving 2020 with 2 drinks in her hand, the Amber Live logo, and the League of Drag Queen Voters. Don't blow it, vote. And those are available on mugs, on t-shirts, on tote bags, and even on a selection of beach towels. So please help us out by ordering your Amber Live products today. Thank you. And as you remember, last week we started a new series building up to Halloween in Red Deer, Alberta. A friend of ours, Jack, has been watching the show wearing his Amber Live t-shirt. That was last week's picture. And this week he was going to take us out and show us around Alberta and Red Deer a little bit, but unfortunately he got busy, and I think he was just doing his recycling this week, so we only got this picture. But we will have more of Jack's adventures next week. Also, don't forget the caption this picture. Send in your captions to Jack. He'd love to see what you've got to say about that picture. And I think Amber probably has a few things to say, too, about that picture.
I've got my mug, too.
Excellent. Everybody on the team has their mugs.
All right. Well, yes, Russell, we teased a little bit, but we've got 2 really cool shows coming up in the future. One is 2 weeks from tonight.
2 weeks, yes.
Yes. For many, many years, the House of LeMay presented the Leaf Peepin' Cider Sippin' Review in person. It was a couple hours of skits and songs and just a lot of fun. Well, we can't do that, so we're going to bring it to Amber Live in 2 weeks. So you'll get to see some of the people from Beaver Pond and sharing the joy of tourism season here in Vermont. And then, Russell, I'll let you talk about the next one.
Well, the October 25th Spectacular.
Yes.
We are working on our Halloween episode, which is my forte. I'm definitely a Halloween person. And we are getting people together, including at least one guest we've had on the show before. We'll be back with some spooky tales, I believe. So we're very excited about that. So October 11th is the Leaf Peepin' Cider Sippin' Review, and October 25th will be Halloween on Amber Live, because, you know, Amber's scary as she is, but imagine her on Halloween.
Yes, and next week we're going to have a big announcement as well.
Yes. We're, that one's still forming rapidly, and we will release all of the details next week.
Oh, it's very, very exciting. I think you'll all like it. Well, thank you, Russell. I'll talk to you later on. All right. So the cruise line industry has offered dozens of recommendations for keeping COVID-19 off of cruise ships. Dozens? You only need one. Never get on a cruise ship. It's not a vacation. It's a floating science experiment. You're trapped at sea being served overpriced alcohol, which will be referred to later on. I don't trust anything that involves a cruise director deciding what's fun for me. Trust me, I know how to cruise. You know what's fun? Wearing a mask, washing my hands, and being on land. Plus, there's probably a COVID surcharge. Well, this brings us to our top 5 for tonight. And let's see, that's Amber's top 5 suggestions for taking a cruise. Number 5, sink the ship. Just sink it. Climate change is killing us. We don't need to be at sea on floating germ casinos anymore. Number 4, if you're going to take a cruise, sneak your own booze on board. Amber ain't paying $30 for one vodka and soda when she can have 30 for one $20 bottle of Platinum Vodka. Platinum Vodka, an unofficial sponsor of Amber Live. That was number 4. Number 3, be a stowaway. Everyone loves a precocious stowaway. You eat for free, enjoy the pool. Maybe you'll paint a nude portrait of an unhappy rich lady with a big diamond necklace. Number 2, seduce the captain. He's the top dog on the ship. He'll probably give you the ship after he falls in love with you. He didn't me. And the number 1 reason for the cruise ships, would someone please rename the poop deck? I know it's not what it means, but I can only think of one thing when I hear it. Wait, that was number 1? Maybe that should have been number 2. Oh, well, on with our next guest. Now, our next guest has a lot of hats he wears. I don't think he's wearing a hat tonight, but he could. And but he's fascinating, all the things that he's doing. So let's welcome Robert E. Blackmon. Robert.
Hello, Amber. How are you?
I'm doing well. So where are you?
I actually almost wore a hat.
Oh, and you have many, I'm sure.
I do.
So where are you right now?
I'm in Canada.
Oh, another Canadian. Now, does that mean I have to talk loud and slow?
What? No, you don't.
Just some Vermont humor.
That's okay. I was trying to think of something witty, but I couldn't.
So Robert, if we met at a party, which I'd love to, and I didn't know anything about you, how would you describe yourself?
I probably wouldn't, but somebody else at the party probably would.
Well, this isn't a family show, so what would they say?
Well, the word that comes to mind is vivacious. Like I love life. You know, I'm going to enjoy it until it ain't here no more, and then prop me up at the funeral because I want to be there when they're talking about me.
So what do you do to promote that lifestyle?
I really just I don't know. I live every day. I don't want to say like it's his last, but I really just live every day as fully as I can. I'm a grateful person, and I just enjoy life. I enjoy it.
All right. We have a video of some of the things, how you express yourself.
Oh, dear.
Let's watch that.
Okay.
Hey, baby, what we making? Okay, we got some melon. Ooh, mama love a melon, honey. Oh, we supposed to turn up the volume so we can hear it? Ooh, okay, you slicing it real good. Now watch your finger. Ooh, baby, watch your fingers. You gonna cut them off. Okay, we got a little orange. Okay, cut off the peel. And that look like a little Granny Smith. Mother love Granny Smith. And that's a Fuji or a Macintosh. Okay, you ticing them up real, real good. Okay, is that a little grapefruit maybe? A little kiwi? Honey, you going all around the world in Aya. Okay. And then what's this? Another melon? Okay. This look good, baby. Get the seeds out. And you're going to slice that up, dice it real good. Little pear. Honey, you done got every fruit in the jungle. Okay, we're going to open up, put a little mint in there. You're going to mice it up, put it in there, a little lime. And then what? Oh, shut up. Ooh, honey, that look good. Yes, you are invited to the picnic.
Some people are like slinkies. They have no real purpose, but it makes you smile when you push them down a flight of stairs.
Hate to break it to you, but you've been cutting cakes wrong your entire life.
Excuse me?
This is the mathematically correct.
Okay, let's see.
Instead of slicing at an angle like you would a pie, cut the cake in half first, then divide the halves into 4 equal sections. You'll then be able to cut 8 even pieces from each side.
Girl, is this an algebra
guessing
class?
at how big the wedges are going to be.
Lord.
This trick is used by wedding planners to get the most out of wedding.
It may be used by wedding planners, but I don't do that.
That's the right way to do it.
Have you ever had a dream that you
What we got going back? A chicken? Ooh, Lord, wait a minute. Okay, clams. Fruit. Okay, wait a minute. In the washing machine. Lord, baby, you ain't got... Oh, wait a minute now. Lord, what are you doing? Oh, use a knife. Okay, karate. Oh, wait a minute. Now you're too aggressive. Oh, that's not sanitary. Now you oh, Lord, have mercy. That's unnecessary. That don't look good. Wash your hand. Oh, that's cute though. I'm not eating that though. No, ma'am. Hello. and I'm back with today's positive vibe. It has recently been asked quite a bit how I managed to stay so positive. Well, it's simple. I refuse to accept the alternative. Never give up. Now, you can give in, pull back, regroup, but anything in life that is important is worth fighting for. Never give up. I love you. Have a great day.
That's quite a range there, Robert.
I believe the word you're looking for is civil.
That was pretty cool. So tell me about the character you had there.
So that's Church Muva, right here, Church Muva. She, I would say at this point, she's literally my alter ego. I'm the one who tries to stay calm and centered, and she says what she needs to say. She's kind of unfiltered. Everything has a message, but it's how you receive the message from her, because don't ask, or as she would say, don't ask me a question if you don't want the answer. So yeah, she is sort of a combination of all of the strong women that raised me. My mom is from the South, and most of the women that raised me, people in the church, my grandmothers, my aunts, the lady down the street, they always wanted to keep me on the straight and narrow, but they also wanted me to know that I was loved. And so Church Mother is that character. Now, she will call you out if you're acting foolish. And the clips that you saw, because she does a lot of cooking duets, and some duets are done very well, skillfully, artfully. And then there's that mess that you see on TV there. And when she sees somebody acting foolish, she calls them out on it. So she's a lot of fun. She says everything that I'm afraid to say.
So do you have two different TikTok accounts for Muva and yourself?
So it was recently suggested, I think it was actually yesterday, somebody suggested that Muva get her own TikTok account. She already has her own Instagram account, and she has taken over every other aspect of my life. No more accounts for her. She gets what she gets.
And you have like over 600,000 TikTokers?
I do. It's kind of crazy because I literally got on this app in April, I think at the end of March, early April, and it was a distraction. I did not want to get on TikTok because I thought that I'm way older than the demographic. They aren't going to understand my humor. What possibly could we have in common? And I found that luckily I got on TikTok the same time as everyone else who was COVID bound, homebound. And so there were a lot of people my age who I gravitated to. A lot actually are online. I see the lines blowing up here. A lot of the people who follow me are chatting, and it's been a wonderful thing because Church Mother actually has helped me sort of, I guess, understand situations that I wouldn't normally understand. For instance, anybody that's 15 or under, I wouldn't get it. I just wouldn't get it. TikTok's kind of helped me understand this generation. Still don't get them, but I understand better because they speak to Church Mother and vice versa. So it's been a really interesting experience. I really love it.
Oh, cool. And then that last bit about your uplifting.
Yes, positive vibes.
Positive vibes. Tell us more about that.
So Positive Vibes is a segment. Actually, I think in retrospect, it two things happen. One, Church Mother started really sort of dominating the page. And I don't say that despairingly because she's wonderful. They love her. I've got lots of merch from her, and she gets booked gigs and stuff. I'm not complaining about it. But I needed to find a piece of me that resonated with people. And as I said before, I am a very positive-minded person. I'm a glass half full person. And so Positive Vibes is a daily affirmation that I do every morning between like 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning. And people literally set their watch to that because I upload it live every day. And as I always say to people who watch it, Positive Vibes is as much for me as it is for them, because it's literally what I'm feeling that morning It's what's on my mind. And the secret that I didn't know about it originally was that when I say to somebody, like whatever that is, say the message is, get up today and live your best life. Don't wait till tomorrow. I'm actually kind of saying that to myself. But what I didn't realize was that when I read the comments, people are telling me how much that message resonated with them, how much they needed to hear it. I have literally gotten people who say, I've saved their life or I've kept them from a bad situation, whatever. So Positive Vibes really is that place where in all of this chaos of 2020, we sort of steady the ship for a minute. So I look forward to it every single morning.
Well, how cool. How cool. That's very, very nice. And it's something, the COVID, that's what it did for a lot of people, was to find something to do to help not only themselves, but to help others, and
it's very true.
What I'm doing here, you might see a little bit narcissistic, or whatever, but I also get nice comments like you do about thank you. It's a highlight of the week. The people who sent it to the Bustier Club, just to show appreciation. So that, keeps us going, You
never know who you're going to, you never know who you're going to reach, or how your words are going to impact others. And so for me, I have learned that there's a human aspect that I didn't realize. I've been in the business for more than 30 years. And as you know, you tend to get a bit cynical because it becomes about the numbers and the all of that stuff. These are people, human beings who are being forced to deal with a situation that none of us have ever encountered before. And it is so refreshing for people to just say thank you, with no strings attached, just thank you. It's just amazing.
So tell me about your t-shirt. What are you wearing there?
Oh, so this is a part of what we call church merch. This is a Church Muva's t-shirt. This is the first one. Not sure. It says, "Yes, I'm judging you," because she, as I said, she says what she means and she means what she says, but it's all done out of love. And she's got lovely mugs, and she's got aprons because she's always in the kitchen cooking. There's all kinds of church merch, so you can go to the website and see all of her stuff. She's hysterical, and she actually has a cookbook coming out for the holidays. So I'm actually excited to.
We'll have you back on. We'll have her back on to talk about that, because she's been talking about you.
She's been talking about you ever since I got booked on here. She said, "Well, why come I ain't gonna be on there? Why is it that you get to go and do stuff and I can't?" She doesn't say she's the star, but she basically tells me she's the star. So she would love to be on the show with you.
Well, I'd love to have some tea with her, if you know what I'm saying. And maybe we can bring Lucy Bellamé, because she was doing a segment called Bitchin' in the Kitchen for a while.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
They have some recipes to share, I'm sure.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
There's a lot more we could talk to you about, but right now we got to get on to the quiz. So let's get Jackie back for the quiz.
All right.
All right, so fascinating quiz that connects both of you. That's what we like to do. We like to go into some themes. And this week's theme is, are they a drag performer, a politician, or both? I'm going to give you a name, and then if they're a drag performer, you give me your 1. If they're a politician, you give me your 2. And if they're both, you give me your 3. Okay?
If they're both, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
So the first one, their name is Lady Garden. Now, Lady Garden, is Lady Garden a politician, a drag queen, a politician, or both? One. Very good. Yes, Lady Garden is a politician. She's from the United Kingdom government whip for the Liberal Democrats in 2014.
She's a politician.
Yes, you put a 1 up there for politician.
Oh, it's a drag queen too?
We
Oh, I
put-
got that wrong.
Yeah, we both got it wrong.
No, you got it right. Yeah, one.
Wait, so the politician is number 1? I got to put my glasses on to hear.
Okay.
Actually, Amber, I have number 1 listed in the as the drag queen, which in the pop-up. Sorry, we may have a little confusion there, but
I thought so. She's a politician. Lady Garden's a politician, but it's a great drag name.
Okay.
It is a great drag name. That's why I
That
thought
is a
it
great
was
drag name.
Okay. Oops.
So wait, number 1 is the politician. That's correct?
Russell, Russell, we need a clarification here.
All right. Do it the way it is written. As you can see here, number 1 is drag queen, number 2 is politician, and number 3 is both.
Okay.
Okay.
I
So Jackie, we got it wrong.
We did get it wrong. We both got it wrong.
All right. The question number 2 is maybe a girl. And you can see the name there. Maybe a girl is a drag performer, politician, or both.
Maybe a girl.
What what the A stands for. What did we say there? 3?
I'm going to say a 3. I'm going to say she's both.
Yes, she's a politician from California.
Noelle, she's the first drag queen ever elected to public office in the United States.
I love that.
Member of the Silver Lake Neighborhood Council in Los Angeles. She ran for Congress in 2020. Did not win in the primary, but good for her. Good for her.
She ran against Adam Schiff, y'all. So that was a really tough. That was a tough seat.
That was hard. It was the May part that I thought maybe.
All right. The third question is Krystal Ball, spelled with a K. Krystal Ball. Is Krystal a drag performer, a politician, or both? What do we say? Oh, one. Nope. Krystal Ball is a politician. She ran for Congress to represent Virginia in 2010. Yes.
Great question.
That's a BC show
Great
for a while as well. Question number 4, a little related. Krystal Balls, spelled with a C, plus balls. Now, is that a drag performer, politician, or both?
I'm going to say.
You got it right, Jackie. I got it wrong, but I couldn't pass it up as a politician.
She's a drag diva extraordinaire from New York City. Krystal
Good for her.
And the final question is Harry Balls. Harry Balls. Is Harry Ball a drag performer, a politician, or both? Say politician. Yes, he is a politician. He was the Republican mayor of Fort Wayne, Indiana from 1932 to 47, and then again from 51 until his death in 1954. Harry Balls.
Yeah, he's got to have a nice set of ones to leave his name that way.
That's a pretty risque pin for back then, I think.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being a part of Amber Live tonight, Robert and Jackie. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
And,
thank you so much.
We'll be talking to both of you later on about, Robert will have Mother on to talk about the cookbook, and then Jackie about our big announcement next week. We'll want you involved with that as well.
Sounds great. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being a part of Amber Live.
Thank you.
So, bye-bye. Oh, some strange names there, but yeah. Drag ball or drag performer, politician, or both. Very cool. All right, let's see. We're getting up to 10 till, so that means we must be getting word from Rocco. Is Rocco in the building? Rocco.
Hey, Amber, how you doing?
I'm doing fine tonight. I had 2 great guests. It was great talking to those people.
They were fantastic.
Yes.
I loved every minute of it.
Now, I think we talked about this before, about you running for office.
Yeah, and I'm thinking of using the name Harry Balls.
Hey, it worked for him.
Right? Hey. As long as I don't get scratched off the ticket. Don't scratch Harry Balls, all right?
So what's on your mind tonight, Rocco?
Well, hold on. I need a drink.
Nice
all right.
talk. Yes.
as you know, since I moved out to the suburbs, I've been seeing some weird stuff, right?
Like
they
what?
got this thing. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's called a yard sale or like a garage sale, depending. I don't know. I went to a yard sale expecting to buy a yardstick, and no, there was crap all over the place. Apparently, this is something people do. They spend their weekends driving around, going to yard sales, buying people's stuff. And I figured that sounds interesting. Maybe I'll see what I can find. So there's just a couple of things I found driving around Long Island at certain yard sales. One thing, this ought to be interesting. Well, maybe not interesting, but I found some throwing knives. I'm thinking I'm going to start using them. Why not? Right? Hey, someone pulls a gun out. I throw a knife. No noise, no fuss, no muss.
So there's actually a thing called a throwing knife. It's not just
throw. It's here. I'll put it in front of my face. This is it.
Is it sharp?
Yeah, I cut myself. Anyway, if it's an Olympic event, I think Rocco's the guy for it, right?
Mm-hmm. So
we'll see what happens.
I'm thinking of like a circus performer or a magician when they throw knives at lovely
the balloons, right?
Yes.
The girl stands there like this. The guy puts a blindfold on, throws the knife, and hopefully he hits the balloon and not the chick.
Well, I'm used to guys putting blindfolds on when they're with me.
I'm sure, and the guy puts it on himself too, right?
That's what I mean. Yeah. Well, paper bag's not available.
Here's another thing I found. Now, this one I like a lot. It's like my new mascot, if you will. I call it Vinny the Head. It's a head. I found a head.
What's it made of?
Head? I don't know. It's a like a mannequin head. But let me tell you something. Vinny the Head is really getting ahead in life. Hey.
So is that combable hair? Is that
it's falling out. He's got baldness going on. Maybe he needs that little, was that Propecia or something you put on your head? I don't know. So maybe Vinny will get his own show, right? I've seen shows that are worse than this guy. Now, here's another thing I found. For all you religious fanatics out there, you might get off on this one. I found the Jesus action figure. He's got, what do they call it? Posable arms and gliding action.
Gliding action.
Gliding action, which means he glides across the table or the water, I guess. Maybe you put him in the bathtub and he floats on the water because he's Jesus. And maybe he turns it into wine. I don't know, but I'm going to find out. That's for sure.
I'd like a report on that.
Oh, you got it. So this is the things you find, right? Check it out. This is hilarious. And the last thing, not as innovative and whatnot, but it's my favorite because it's funny. A fart gun. Oh, look, another thing that's blue. I gotta start paying attention to this stuff. Hey. Tuesday night during the debates, I'm just gonna be like this all night. Does it make sense?
I'm sure your nephews and nieces would like that.
Oh yeah, who doesn't like that? Come on, if you had it, you'd be sitting around pressing that trigger all day too.
Yes, I would. Well, any plans for this week, Rocco?
Besides watch the debates, either be happy or sad. Trying to do TikTok videos. Like your TikToks are fantastic, but now
I saw your good one that you had up. You were dancing, and then what would you say?
Amber LeMay, and then it would advertise the show.
Yes,
it was
very
fun.
good.
It's silly.
So if you get on TikTok, look up Rocco. It's
Rocco Zamboni.
Yes.
Right.
All right. So
I need some friends on that thing. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I do, but help me out anyway.
Yeah, well, you're doing good. You're gonna be a star, Rocco. Just remember me when you get out there, okay?
You and me, we're like this. I think this is me and this is you. I'm not sure.
It depends on my mood.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. Well, Rocco, you have a good week.
You too, Amber. Good seeing you again.
Nice seeing
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Hey, Rocco Zamboni. All right. All the way from Long Island. That's great. Well, we had someone from Texas, we had someone from Canada, and we had someone from Long Island. Great show. And then we have Jack. Jack from Jack, where are you in New York?
I am in Harlem.
Harlem. All right. Well, welcome. How are things in Harlem tonight?
They are good. They're sticky outside today. It's kind of one of the last hot days that we had. I went on a 14-mile walk, and I'm pretty wiped out right now.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
that wiped me out. So, any comments on the show that was worthwhile?
Yeah, we got a bunch of them for the caption contest.
Okay.
Let's see, Russell, do you want to throw that picture up there and let me see what everyone wrote today? We've got Mark LeBlanc, Joshua Beaupre wondering, what are they painting? Seeing those nuns sort of raptured or wrapped with attention.
Yes.
Mark LeBlanc says that he has never seen a crucifix that large. And we've got one more for the caption contest, if I can find it. Oh, yes. Riel Masson says, holy balls!
I'd like to hear Riel say that in French. I'm sure he could.
Les holy balls. But I just want to say, look at this great amber mug that I also have. We're all just kind of flashing our merchandise here on the screen tonight. And Douglas Cardin wrote that he also got a mug. He got one that's black, and when you put hot coffee in it, Amber's face appears. So he's been using it for iced tea.
Next thing I know, it'll be out in the raccoon's water dish for knowing Doug.
For all the squirrels and the birds to sit on.
All right. Hey, Russell, what you doing?
Oh, getting through the show. That's what I'm doing. Pushing all the buttons to make you look good.
Well, thank you so much, Russell.
I enjoy it, but it keeps me busy, very busy. So I do want to remind people about the Bustier Club. Please help us out by sending a tip to @RJDPro on Venmo. And if you send $25 or more, you will get one of those exclusive Amber stickers. So,
and if you donate $1, you will get shamed.
Yes. Sam Stanley.
Sam, that is not true. That is not true,
Sam. He's actually beat you at the moment, but I'm not saying that. Thank you to Sam and Randy.
Yes,
our wonderful supporters, and also all the merch that's been on tonight. Don't forget, you can go get yours at amberlive.tv. And then we have next week, which we are getting excited about. Next week is going to be a little there'll be a Floydian slip, I think.
yes. If you like Pink Floyd, check out next week, because we've got
there's going to be some psychedelic Pink Floyd action, and we may tear down the wall.
Oh, do you mean like Rocco's acid fever dream on TikTok?
Possibly,
because that's kind of like a Pink Floyd-y slip.
And then don't forget, on the 11th is the Leaf Peepin' Cider Sippin' Review. And on the 25th will be our Halloween Spooktacular.
Yes. All right. Well, very good. Thank you very much, Jack. Thank you, Russell. And I was serious about that apology. We know. A toxic work situation. I will not do that for the next minute. Okay.
Yeah, that's sort of what I expect.
All right. Yes. I couldn't do it without those guys. Oh, Russell puts a lot of work into making this happen. I just show up on Sunday and do this. But thank you very much, Russell. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Rocco. Thank you, the guests. If you've missed a past episode, or you thought, oh, what were they talking about? Go over to amberlive.tv or on YouTube, and you can check out past episodes. And some are pretty funny, if I may say so myself. Well, that wraps it up for our 28th episode of Amber Live. So why don't you come back next week? You know, I'm going to be here, so I hope you will be too. Bye-bye.
I think Amber should call this show Vacuum. Why? Because it sucks.